This video is brought to you by NordVPN. The remastered release of Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne will be releasing for PS4 and Switch in Asian territories October 29th, whilst fans in the West will be having to wait a little longer with it launching next spring for Western players. Over in Asia, however, alongside the Japanese release, there will be a release in Korea, as well as releases in regions outside of mainland China supporting Chinese language options, such as Taiwan. You may recall how Persona 5 had a modification made to the version released in Korea to the character design of Ryuji, one of the main characters and party members. In all other versions of the game, his character design sports the rising sun flag motif on his trainers. Atlus decided to remove this from the Korean release though due to cultural sensitivities in Korea over the flag's depiction. You see, the flag has a long history in Japan and was, for instance, used by the Japanese Imperial Army many years ago. Now, prior to the end of World War II, Japan and Korea have had a very troubled past and many different conflicts. Thus, Japan's imperial past is a very sensitive issue in Korea, and many Koreans find usage of insignia such as the rising sun offensive. So due to this, the flag got removed from Persona 5, which avoided any possible controversy and hurt feelings. There's been many examples of changes like this being made to Korean versions of products. For example, Yakuza 6 actually got completely cancelled in Korea only one day before its release, due to its story touching upon various Korean Japanese sensitivities. Then there's the Korean releases of the Hatsune Miku games, which have all had the song Senbon Sakura removed due to its wartime themes. Now, fast forwarding things to Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne, the Korean and Chinese official websites have revealed that a similar change will be getting made. Scrolling down to the bottom of the character pages are notes that say the characters Raidou and Gotou will not be appearing in these versions. Scrolling down to the bottom of the Japanese page, however, shows the characters being featured. For those out of the loop, Raidou is the star of the Devil Summoner games, and Gotou is his Black Cat psychic. Whilst we over in the West only received one version of Nocturne, which featured Dante from the Devil May Cry series as a guest character, over in Japan this was actually the second of a total of 3 releases of the game. Alongside Dante, the second release featured a bunch of other updates such as a new dungeon, but then following the release of the game, there was another third release that then swapped Dante out for Raidou, which is the version that is being ported for the new remastered release. His outfit is based on the uniform of a Japanese Imperial officer, and so it, like all of the other cases of these themes being modified in Korea, was naturally going to be a point of contention for the Korean release. The Devil Summoner games never got official releases in Korea either, and so it's not surprising that Atlus are removing him. What's more surprising though is that he will be removed from the Chinese language releases, where sensitivities aren't as high as Korea. However, Raidou's costume DLC was actually not included in the Korean and Chinese language releases of Persona 5 either. It also remains to be seen how exactly this change will be implemented. Some have suggested that these versions may instead be based on the original vanilla release of the game instead of the updated release. Conversely, perhaps it will feature Dante instead, or maybe it could work in the characters simply being removed from the game. For Western players though, due to the characters being featured in the English reveal trailer, it seems that we will be receiving the same version as Japanese players. What do you think about this news, and are you looking forward to the new remastered release? As always, please let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and until next time, thank you for watching.